Question and answer, a little back and forth. The San Diego Union Tribune. This is a question there. Daniel Watts, recall candidate for governor. He's free speech, civil litigation attorney. As if the world needs another goddamn lawyer. So, this guy, Daniel Watts, what? Daniel Watt lives in Vista, California. So why should Governor Gavin Newsom be recalled? Why should Governor Gavin Newsom be recalled? Well, he shouldn't be recalled. I vote no on the recall. Everyone else can vote no however they want, but personally, I vote no. Is that a fun voice? I'm not running against Newsom. I'm running to force the other candidates and hopefully the governor to support freedom of speech and freedom of college. We got a $76 billion surplus. For 1/10 of that, we can make every four-year public college in California 100% tuition free, and those colleges need to obey the First Amendment, unlike UC San Diego. UC San Diego spent $800,000 on lawyers to pummel a student newspaper into submission in Koala v. Kashla. The governors should immediately order a legal review of all student speech codes at California's public colleges and universities. Those that pass constitutional muster should be made tuition-free. How would you have handled the pandemic differently than Newsom, and what will you do if elected? Should vaccines be mandated? Are you vaccinated, and when did you get vaccinated? I got vaccinated months ago at the very first opportunity. I was the first one in line. Me, Daniel Watts. Governor Newsom handled the pandemic better than most people would have done, but I definitely wouldn't have violated the First Amendment, which is what the Supreme Court said the governor did when he shut down church services while allowing similarly situated businesses to remain open indoors. The First Amendment protects not just the freedom of speech, but also the free exercise of religion. Yeah. It's a constitutional right. Governmental policy treats it as second-class right. Going to get shot down in court. Government policy did. Also, let the state's court reopen early, closing down the courts for 2 months to deny a lot of people First Amendment right to petition. The arrestees denied the Sixth Amendment right to speedy trial. All sorts of rights are violated. The governor should have done everything good to open the damn courts, not to close them. What would be your approach to housing and homelessness? I'm pro-housing, and I'm anti-homelessness. I'm pro-good, and I'm anti-evil. I know that's a controversial stance, but I'm pro-housing, and I'm anti-homelessness, and I'm not afraid to stand up for what's right. In all seriousness, I'm not running with 1 million different policy proposals. I'm running with 500,000. I only got 2 issues. That's it. That's the only 2. I only give a shit about 2 things in this one. Me, Daniel Watts. I care about free college. I care about free speech. I want every single candidate in this race to adopt those policies as their own, including the governor, Gavin Newsom. What is your top education priority, and how would you implement it? Every public college in California should be tuition free if they obey the First Amendment. Colleges that receive a green light rating from the Foundation for Individual Rights and Education should be tuition free. FIRE, it's non-profit, evaluates universities in the student conduct, coach, and constitutional process. Just check out the fire.org spotlight database. Every public college needs to obey the First goddamn Amendment anyways. Or I'm going to kick him in the fucking teeth. Me, Daniel Watts. You better let them goddamn students speak. Hey, teachers, leave them students alone. Oh, no. We just bricks in the wall. Oh, no. We just bricks in the wall. Those that actually do it immediately become tuition-free, giving them a competitive advantage over the speech restricted by them. Well, how can we do it? How can we do it? We can order a review of all the student conduct codes and campus policies and mandatory First Amendment training for every single administrator. That'll save millions of dollars per year in legal fees. In Kuala Lumpur, for example, the UC San Diego chancellor and student government spent over $800,000 fighting to squash the free speech rights of a student-run newspaper. Why? Because they didn't like one of its articles which mocked safe spaces. The student newspaper has been receiving $452 a year in annual student activity fees, but UCSD thought it was wise to spend $800,000 in a futile effort to deprive it of that money. We're giving it $452. I assisted one of the attorneys on that case, and it was clear that from the start that the university was in the wrong. But UCSD wasted $800,000 anyways, and the same thing happens at other college campuses. How will you address the state's climate emergency? What are your plans for energy demands, wildfire risk, and drought? The climate emergency deserves our greatest respect, so I'll address that as a sir or ma'am or doctor if it holds an MD. I'm running on two issues, free speech and free college. What kind of car do you drive? What changes have you made in your own life in response to the climate emergency? Gray? I guess technically it's silver, but if you asked me to fill out a police report, I'd call it gray because I'm not a snob. Silver sounds snobby. What changes have I made? Last year I bought an air conditioner for the first time. Let me tell you, it helps a lot. I still use the fan a lot, though. Are there any tax increases you support in California? California's got $76 billion budget surplus. $76 billion. I think we're good on taxes for now. We could use 1/10 of the budget surplus to make every UCMC SU tuition free without raising taxes. What new immigration policies do you support? If any, what changes would you like to see in U.S.-Mexico border policy? What would you address the border pollution issues? The federal government sets national emergency policy. I'm running for governor, not president. I'm running to promote free speech and free college, two vital issues that nobody's addressing. Even the Union Tribune's list. Our question here now mentioned free speech. Oh, the skyrocketing cost of higher education. In California, yeah, yo, what's exactly? This is why my candidacy is important. Nobody's paying attention. Nobody gives a shit about free college or free speech. Well, I guess that Joel Ventresca, he wants free college. Besides that damn Joel Ventresca, how would you approach the gun legislation? Be different from California's existing approach. My candidacy has got nothing to do with guns. In the wake of George Floyd's murder, what criminal justice changes do you support? You know what? I'd love to repeal statutes that criminalize activity protected by the First Amendment. Crimes like disorderly conduct are too often used to harass people or just exercising their right to protest. When I was a law student at UC Davis, I was simultaneously chairman of the ACLU and the Federalist Society, and I filed a federal lawsuit to invalidate a municipal ordinance criminalizing being annoying in public. It was clearly an unconstitutional law. Should have been repealed decades ago. It's too goddamn vague and ambiguous to be enforced fairly. Faced with my lawsuit, the city council repealed the ordinance. Similarly, unconstitutional laws should be repealed.